Hey, y'all. Lindsay here, Fund Fearless Coaching. It is fabulous to be back, and I want to talk about a massive topic today, and that is fear. So, fear is so important in my world. I've made it my life mission to explore fear at the deepest levels and where it holds me back from what the self growth and self development and achievements that I really know that are possible in this world and in my life. And it's something in my coaching practice that I really help my clients to dig into and overcome as well. So I just want to scratch the surface today. This is such a massive, expansive topic. And we will be exploring more about this in the coming weeks and months. But today, I just want to invite everybody to get curious about fear in their lives. So let's start with where fear stems from. So I kind of drop it into two different areas. There's internal fear and then there's external fear. So, internal fear would be our own conscious fears or our subconscious or unconscious fears that come through. And these develop over time, or sometimes, we experience them in childhood or different things growing up, traumas, experiences, memories, and we develop fears over time in regards to these things. And then there's external fears. So these are oftentimes fears that come from others, from things other people say, from projections of others' fears, from Hollywood, things that we watch on TV and in movies. Sometimes the news and media can portray a lot of fear that's external. Also, let's talk about societal fears as well. Fears coming from the collective, fears happening on the world stage in the world events. So, all of these things can really influence us in our daily lives, and they can create fear, whether internal or external. And fear is beautiful because the reason I say it's beautiful is that it can protect us from things in our physical environment. There are all kinds of examples where fear has literally protected us from, like an animal attacking or just a hairy situation that we didn't want to be in. Fear potentially can really benefit us in that way and protect us. But then also, there are many instances in life where fear can hold us back and really stand in between what it is we truly want and what where we are. And it's like that internal blockade, that middle blockade that is keeping us from exploring what it is we truly want to create and what we dream of in this life. So, I want to invite you today to explore fear with curiosity. So, as if you were a child, you know how kids are so good at just seeing the world with fresh eyes? Everything is something to be explored and discovered. They touch it, they put it in their mouths, they ask a bazillion questions about it. And this is so beautiful because kids really explore the world with no judgment because a lot of things they are seeing for the first time, so there is no judgment. They have no preconceived notion about it. So it's pure curiosity that drives their exploration. So I want to invite you to explore fear like this in your life from a place of no judgment, of pure curiosity, as if you were viewing it from a child's eyes, experiencing it for the first time in your life. And this will help to generate awareness around fear. So, how do we explore fear? Well, first, we need to become aware of fears that are popping up in our daily lives. So, these may be fears that we are unaware of, subconscious fears that hold us back. But as we kind of quiet the mind and set an intention to explore fear further, a lot of subconscious fears will come to the conscious mind, will pop up and be actualized and realized. And in these cases, this is a great opportunity to take a deeper dive into fear by asking questions about it. So, what is this fear trying to show or tell me? What can I learn from this fear? How can I grow from it? How can I expand beyond it? Is this fear an internal fear or is it an external fear? Is it coming from within me or is it coming from outside sources? Is this fear protecting me from danger or is it holding me back and standing in the way or in between me and my goals and dreams? So, this is what I mean about curiosity with fear. It's ask the questions, what questions are coming up, explore the fear, what can be learned, what can be grown from, how can you overcome this fear? So, by asking all these questions, getting curious, it's a great way to just take a deeper dive to learn more about yourself, learn more about your fears. And this is how we can really tackle anything and overcome and grow beyond it. So, the last thing I want to hint upon is fear as a treasure map. I know this is such a strange concept, but this is the concept that I really hold near and dear to my heart because I have used fear as a treasure map for a long time in my life now. What do I mean by this? So, what I mean is that once we explore a fear, usually we find that it is standing in the way between us and something else. So, or something that we want to create or something that we want to do. So, we may have a fear of failure and that could hold us back from creating a business of our dreams or starting a creative project or exploring that creative project and sharing it with others in the world. So, if we start to get curious about this fear and we use it as a treasure map, we'll soon discover that the fear is exactly where we need to go. It's exactly where the treasure is for that next step, that new growth, that new exploration. And as we step towards the fear, it really opens up new possibility and new opportunity in our lives. And so the more fear that we step towards and the more courageous action we take, the more we grow, the more we expand, the more inspired action we take, and the more we actualize our dreams. So that's the beauty. And the other beauty about stepping towards fear and using it as a treasure map is it actually builds resiliency and courage in our lives. So the more courageous action that we take, the easier it is to be courageous day in and day out. The more fears we face, the more comfortable we become with the discomfort of fear and the uncomfortable, the easier it becomes. It's like a daily practice. It becomes a habit to tackle fear and be courageous and go after what we dream of and what we love. Because truly where the fear is where we need to expand more and more and more and more. So this is the cool thing about fear is it really can be the treasures within. It can be the diamonds and the gold and the tiaras and all the things, the treasure map. It is the treasure for self-growth, for self-expansion, to really grow into what our full potential is, to see what we're truly capable of. So I invite you, this is the act of courage for the week, is to really get curious and explore your fear as if you were a child from a childlike perspective. Ask questions, ask as many questions as you want about it. Get so curious and journal, jot them down, write them down. So later you can go back and read about it. So that's the act of courage. I want to leave you with a quote today from Eleanor Roosevelt. Do one thing every day that scares you. Do one thing every day that scares you. I don't care what it is. It could be the smallest, most minute thing. It could be a massive thing, but take a baby step towards doing something that scares you every day. And as you do this, it'll start to become a habit. And it's just something you do every day. It's like, oh, I feel the fear there, but I'm just going to go for it. I'm going to do it anyway. I'm going to go after it. So do one thing every day that scares you. And the other call to action is if you want to explore this topic further and you want to take a deep dive into your fears and really realize and actualize how they may be holding you back and the courageous action you can take towards overcoming them and tackling them, then I invite you to book in a 60-minute strategy session with me, absolutely free. Free strategy session, free discovery session. Let's deep dive into fears. Let's explore how we can really start to tackle and overcome them to actualize goals and dreams and really the life of your dreams. So thank you so much for being here today, sending you so much love.